So Diddy's trial started, we knew this would come eventually. Remember, everything that I'm saying is still allegedly. The trial would begin and lawyers start with their statements. Let's stop and take a look at all the charges he's facing. One count of racketeering, conspiracy, and what we know, this type of charge is often associated with RICO, but it shows there's more talk of perversion. 2 counts of sex trafficking by using force, fraud, or coercion to go to different states and getting paid the guap to screw them. That's 2 for transportation to engage in prostitution, or the Mann Act, which was formed from a great crime to take prostitution cross borders or state lines. First week they called 5 witnesses to testify. Israel Flores, ex-security director guy at the hotel in LA, but he's police now. He was there when we saw Cassie receive a beatdown. Response to the call, he witnessed some of the aftermath, and to bribe his silence he stated Diddy would pass him cash, which wasn't taken cause it wasn't his business. Daniel Phillip, male escort, would come as a witness, cause he's a different freak off where Diddy would give him loot to smash Cassie, so Cassie's considered a witness too. She's the star witness but tossing out all the politics. Even though she's a victim, she's also involved in all of it. We saw the text acknowledge she's making some calls and starting it. Call her a co-conspirator, it's easy to cross an argument. And Don Richard used to be in Danity Kane, witnessed Diddy giving Cassie bitter damage and pain. A Department of Homeland Security agent that went in Diddy's house when it was thoroughly raided to talk about the findings, but to boil it down is to reveal the guns, drugs, and baby oil they found. So the Mann Act charge is pretty easy to prove. Cassie and Phillip testified how they would easily move to different cities and post, flying to differing coasts for the nationwide freak-offs that Diddy would host. Like a music artist that organized the paid tour, flights, hotels, and fees organized and paid for. So the money spent on freak-offs I'm pretty sure is large. The trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion charge is using force of some sort or using threats that would make one engage in some kind of commercial sex act. Commercial sex act isn't mere prostitution, see, it's for drugs, housing, or career opportunity. The career part Cassie dared to admit, and in this case Diddy offered both the carrot and stick. He recorded her in sessions being bit of a freak and threatened if she ain't comply he'll make the video leak. And Cassie testified about being physically abused. Daniel Phillip would confirm recalling witnessing it too. They showed the security footage Sean wants to see lost of him beating Cassie for trying to leave from a freak off. This video was used as the relevant support. Prostitution was coerced through the evidence of force. Don testified with Cassie Diddy didn't have a limit. Diddy hit and kicked her and even attacked with skillets, dragging her up the stairs but dragging her by the hair. Told witnesses that would talk what happened to disappear. For the charge of racketeering, 3 things must be identified. First thing, they have to prove existence of an enterprise like the mafia or bad boy in this specific case. 2, there has to be agreement to participate. 3, prove a pattern of racketeering activity, proving 2 of the predicates to clear as proclivity. Within a span of 10 years is all that they need. 2 out of 8 predicates for the charge to succeed. The predicates of robbery and drug trafficking moves. There's arson, obstruction, sex trafficking 2, forced labor, transportation for the use of prostitution, and kidnapping. They just need 2 of these to prove it, to be a RICO charge for a vital conviction, to put him away for good. Diddy's dying in prison. In Cassie's testimony it was far from a joke, but there's some wild details that I wanted to know. It's just been exposed Diddy's cucking a little and loves another man's nut to be rubbed on his nipples. A lot of shock and awe as stories are being let out. Too much to handle, Cassie's husband would have to step out, talking about the multiple males she let do it, getting peed on and taking the drugs to get through it. She just wants to please a man, but she was for sure stressing, using up to 10 baby oil bottles per session. Week 2, Cassie's mom and best friend testified. Diddy's assistant talked about the time she gets supplies. Cassie mentions when she made a mistake about a time when their relationship was taking a break. She was dating Kid Cudi. Diddy knew and would flip when he found out Diddy rages, losing his shit. Strapped up, he hit Cudi's crib like a storm that passed through. Opened Christmas gifts and locked his dog in the bathroom. Threatens to harm Cudi, so Cassie would have to end their talks. He states he wants to burn up his car and wants his friends to watch. And this did happen and the courts would have to rectify. That's why Kid Cudi pulled up and had to testify. Social media and everybody reacts, and Young Thug tweets and calls him a rat. During cross-examination, he spoke of Cassie and was going in. He said between himself and Diddy, Cassie played the both of them. When they they ended, Cassie started dating a guy, her now husband, and meets with Sean to say their goodbyes. They linked up and went to eat out, but hours later, Diddy drops her off at her house and then he rapes her. A lot of mixed messages were sent through a text, cause she'd meet him after that for consensual sex. The texts were on display for every eye in the damn hall. While she slept with Diddy, she's denying her man's calls. Diddy's not on trial for abuse and a beating, and Cassie's not on trial for hiding truth and a cheating. It's about the court establishing the charges he has, and it's looking worse for everyone the longer this lasts. But I know that they dreaming of when times were better, but Diddy should have known the sun don't shine forever.